Good morning, everyone. Great to see you all. Welcome to a special Thursday edition. We get to hear from two more seniors. So welcome to Hayes and Hazel.
My name is Hayes, and I'm a senior.
Because we can't do this whole time. My name is Hazel, and I'm also a senior.
And today we are going to be talking about one of our favorite pastimes, why we do it, and how that motivates us in other aspects of life.
And if you can't tell by the name of our presentation, that favorite pastime is
running. The two of us began running in the spring of last year. It started out as an easy way for us to feel like we had accomplished something. Running also became a stress reliever for us. When you're running, you are where your feet are. You can't focus on anything but the task at hand.
We felt much more productive when we had gone on a run, and it incentivized us to finish our homework to keep the flow of productivity going. But since we began, our ritual of runs and the meaning behind them has evolved. We are both very competitive people. Anytime we're met with a long stretch of road or a crosswalk with 4 seconds to go, we race each other. It's a fun way to add a bit of harmless competition to each day, and in the off-season, I play soccer at Bay.
And outside of running, I row at Marin Rowing. So we thought, why not start running with each other? Running with a friend gives us this challenge, someone to keep up with.
It's a fun release of energy, to relieve the stress of college apps, schoolwork, or even just to catch up. It's also an excuse to listen to hours of music.
But it wasn't long into this running endeavor that we met our ultimate running nemesis. The Lion Street Steps.
In our various attempts to run these steps, we found ourselves stopping between the two sets. The first one's the first picture, the second one's the second. So we decided to continue with our regular routes, ignoring the seemingly impossible. But this brings us back to our original question.
And these Lion Street Steps are in between each of our houses, and every time we ran, we avoided these stairs. We would rather go the extra mile than to run them. They're ominous and steep and scary. But one day we decided, why not? Let's give it a shot. But, like Hazel said, this brings us back to our original question, why do we run? I never used to run until I started crew. It was really difficult at first, and I was the second slowest runner on our team, which was very embarrassing for me. In order to improve, I would go to rowing practice and do the 3.5-mile loop run before practice started. But each day I ran, the easier it was the next day, and within a month or two, I realized that I actually enjoyed running. Since then, running has improved the quality of my life immensely, and to be able to do it with a friend, whether it be for 30 minutes or 3 hours, makes it all the better.
And I ran track in my lower grades of school, and in the mandatory mile that we always had to do, I was immensely nervous and would privately train. Coming in second or first was always a prize I felt I had to have.
We got more into running this past year because it's good for you. It's free, there's no gym membership required, and running is clinically proven to reduce stress. I find when I am the most stressed out, it gives me a relief. It gives me a time to take a break, and it helps me feel more in control and accomplished. Running also elevates your mood. Runner's high is a real thing. Running causes the release of endorphins in your body.
Like we said, running takes your mind off the hard stuff and gives us time to catch up with each other. But when it came to the Lion Street Steps, it showed us that when faced with a challenge, putting a goal behind it can make it possible. So we decided to try the steps again, but this time, before we ran it, we decided to give it a value. For us in particular, we said running this means defeating college apps, but we could have just as easily said running this means getting an A on the essay or anything you want. Running this means conquering those things. And to our surprise, that made it feel more worth it. So we decided to document the process.
And hopefully this video works. Thank you to the tech team back there.
This is us just before running it, a bit of a pep talk we gave ourselves. Okay, so we've decided that we're going to conquer the demon that is this hill. Turn the camera. We're gonna go, there's a second 5 steps after them. And every time we go on runs, we run up the first half, and then we get scared because of how fast our hearts are beating, and we stop. And we pause for like 10 minutes, and then we run the second step. But this time, no more.
This time we're gonna do it all in one step to conquer it all.
I've never counted how many steps, but I'm
Millions.
I'm not lying to you. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
I'm nervous too.
And I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole thing. But you know what?
But we have pressure too because we're filming this.
And
so.
because we're doing morning meeting. So who would we be to do morning meeting if we couldn't even do it?
If we were frauds.
If we would be frauds. You know what? I will not be a fraud. I'll be darned if I'm a fraud. So I say we run these whole steps.
in one try.
In one try. There's more.
And while this video of running is unattractive and painfully long, we chose not to speed it up to give you a real sense of what it feels like and sounds like to run up these steps. So, hold with me and my respiratory breathing. You know, we're feeling pretty good, just starting on the steps, feeling pretty good here.
We normally make it this far at this point, but things are looking grim. It's pretty steep. We're tired, we're hungry, we've already run miles before this. And right at this point, this is when we normally stop, right? But we had to keep going. You can see Hayes is a bit ahead of me. I blame it on his long legs.
And holding the phone makes it just that much harder. But, you know, we're over halfway, passing through this little garden. Let's keep going.
We're so close, we can't stop now.
And, you know, we're thinking in our heads, like, this is our college apps. If we can finish these steps, like, then we can complete our college apps. Gina and Ashley and Maria.
We're almost there, don't worry.
God, no. It did feel much longer than this feels right now, I will say. Then we're on the last flight.
Well, there's a couple more flights. Oh wait, no.
There we go. Done with the Lion Street songs. Oh, not again.
And this is us right after our run. That was actually one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Really tough.
That was tough.
You know, when you like can't feel your legs and it feels like each step it's gonna give out.
And you're just like, I'm gonna like.
Anyways,
that was really tough. And I think maybe I'll do that again, but only if I'm being pressured by death.
yeah. I think next time to do that whole thing, it will just be that much easier because
We did it. We know we can do it.
yeah, and we did it this time.
I did not know if I could do that. I barely did it, but I know.
But
I could.
nevertheless, we did finish it. We did it in one try.
Yeah.
So, thank you, morning meeting,
Thank you.
for pressuring us into doing this. So, what's the lasting impact? Next time you are faced with a challenge or a difficult situation, assign its outcome to a long-term value. We can't complete all our college apps in one day, try as we might, and we can't cram for that final in 15 minutes. However, we can run up a flight of steps, and the feeling of accomplishment is worth the pain or difficulty of doing so.
Sometimes you need to accomplish short-term goals in order to prove to yourself that you can do the long-term ones. And if that makes us feel like we can defeat those long-term goals, we'll take that opportunity and run with it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hazel. Thank you, Hayes. That was amazing. I love that we're getting all this wisdom this week. And I'm going to speak not to the students in the room, but the parents who might be listening. Remember, your kids can do hard things. Let them. It feels good.